So that's another year of E3 been and gone, and like all years, it has its ups, it has its downs, and it has its favourite moments. So here are my 5 favourite moments from E3, and before you ask, yes, this is the last E3 video I'm doing. I've already done 2 others, and I feel like more than 3 is a bit of overkill, personally. So, let's get into it. So one of the biggest take-homes from Microsoft's conference in particular was Halo Infinite. I think it looks really good. Bit disappointed we didn't get to see any gameplay. I know it's going to be a bit of an unpopular opinion, but I actually really enjoyed the previous 2 Halo games. So if they're going to build on the combat and movement system they made in 4 and 5, I won't necessarily mind that because I, for one, enjoyed the movement system in Halo 5. I felt it brought new life into a franchise that could be considered dated. I know that's going to sound like I'm hating on it, but honestly I'm not. I just enjoyed the fact that they brought something new to the table with it. What I also found with the limited footage we got of Halo Infinite is how stylistically different it is to its predecessors, 4 and 5. If anything, it has more in common stylistically with the original trilogy, like very vibrant colours instead of a very darkened tone of 4 and 5, which isn't a bad thing, not at all. I feel like it's kind of a return to form. From what we've seen so far, I have a really good feeling about Halo Infinite. My next point was also from a Microsoft conference, and that was Keanu Reeves being announced for Cyberpunk 2077, and then Keanu Reeves actually showing up on stage. I don't think that warrants any further description. Now on to my third favourite moment. This one came from the very end of the Nintendo press conference, and that was the announcement of a sequel to Breath of the Wild. Now, Breath of the Wild was the first Legend of Zelda game I actually played, and it actually made me get into all the ones that came before it because I enjoyed it so much. And I hope they can keep that going with the sequel. I just hope they're able to surprise you enough. And honestly, I do hope we get to play as Zelda, because I feel like that would be really good. Like a kind of like GTA 5 style switch between characters on a whim, stuff like that. I imagine that would be really good. Now my second favourite moment, believe it or not, is actually from the Bethesda conference, but it is not a Bethesda Game Studios game. No chance in hell. Instead, it's from id Software, Doom 2. I loved Doom 2016. I thought it was a perfect revision of the franchise that arguably kicked off the whole FPS genre. I thought it was spectacular, and I was begging for a sequel afterwards, and now we're finally getting it. Not only have they brought back everything that was great about Doom 2016, they've also improved on it by the looks of the gameplay. It looks stunning. id Software, keep doing what you're doing great. Now, my last one may come as a bit of a surprise. My top moment, and because I'm a sucker for the franchise, was actually from EA. And I think you can guess what it was. FIFA 20. I'm so excited for FIFA 20. That part on the trailer where that guy's arm merged into his thigh, that's the kind of quality I'm here for. I'm just kidding, guys. It was actually Star Wars. I'm a pretty big fan of the Star Wars franchise, and you can imagine my disappointment when Battlefront 1 and 2 from EA turned out to be massive suckfests. Fallen Order seems to be, changing it up a bit. Thankfully, it's not on the Frostbite engine, so that's already a plus for developers. The story looks fantastic. It reminds me a lot of The Force Unleashed. The developers of Fallen Order, Respawn, they have never let me down when it comes to one of their games. They developed both Titanfall 1 and 2, and I loved both of them. I am so looking forward to this. From what I've seen, the combat looks fluid. The use of Force abilities combined with the lightsaber and other forms of combat, it it looks as smooth as butter, and I honestly hope it's as good as what we're seeing. And yeah, I'm using it again because it looks great on camera. Those were my top 5 moments at E3. This is the last E3 video I'm doing. I opted not to do a Microsoft one because aside from a Game Pass and a Project Scarlet, there wasn't much to talk about. So I just combined it all into one final video. I know you guys are probably getting sick of hearing about, you know, E3 and all that because it's done, it's gone. And yeah, that's it. That's it for this year anyways. There's definitely going to be more next year. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much. We're so close to 200 subscribers now. I can almost taste it. And yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you in the next one. It was meant to make a whooshing noise then. Hang on, let me... Why is it... Ah, there we go.